And Freddie's a real one-off, and at that time, nobody looked like him. Nobody sang like him with the harmonies and everything. The group had a unique sound, and Freddie, as to say.
Two of the most iconic names in music history, Elton John and Freddie Mercury, shared a bond that was as legendary as their careers. For years, little was known about the tensions that simmered beneath their glamorous friendship. But now, out of nowhere, Elton John has spoken out about a fiery feud that once erupted between these two superstars. What truly happened between them, and why has Elton chosen this moment to open up about it? Elton John and Freddie Mercury's friendship flourished during an era of unprecedented creativity and change in the music industry. Both artists were rising stars in the 1970s and 1980s, navigating the pressures of global fame while carving out their own unique artistic legacies. Their bond was based on a deep mutual respect for each other's talents, and a shared love for pushing boundaries, not just musically, but in how they expressed themselves as larger-than-life performers. Their strong personalities were central to their connection, but also brought inevitable clashes. Both Elton and Freddie were known for their fiery temperaments and sharp wit, which could sometimes result in playful competition or humorous disagreements. Elton himself described Freddie in his autobiography, Me, as having a wicked sense of humor and a charm that could light up any room. But he also acknowledged that Freddie's boldness sometimes pushed his own limits. It was this balance of admiration and challenge that defined much of their dynamic. A key aspect of their friendship was their sense of humor and how they used it to connect. In the same autobiography, Elton recalls the playful nicknames they gave each other. Freddie called Elton Sharon, while Elton called Freddie Melina. These names, while comical, were also emblematic of the way they embraced and celebrated each other's flamboyance. This light-hearted banter helped them navigate their sometimes competing egos and the high stakes of their shared world. Extravagance was another thing the two shared, both professionally and personally. Whether it was through their iconic stage performances or their private lives, they understood the importance of spectacle and showmanship. Freddie, as Elton noted, had a natural ease with being the center of attention, while Elton often admired, sometimes enviously, how Freddie could captivate an audience with seemingly minimal effort. Despite their occasional clashes, their friendship never lost its foundation of respect. Both recognized the brilliance in each other's artistry and the hard work it took to reach superstar status, at a time when the music industry was both fiercely competitive and transformative. This mutual admiration allowed them to remain close, even as their careers, and sometimes their egos, tried to pull them apart. Despite their close friendship, Elton John and Freddie Mercury's relationship was not without its challenges. The tension between them arose from various factors, including their strong personalities, their egos, and the inevitable comparisons that came with their shared success in the music industry. Both were global icons who thrived on pushing boundaries, but this sometimes put them in direct competition, both on stage and off it. One of the key sources of conflict was their differing approaches to handling fame and success. Elton John, known for his introspective personality, admitted in interviews that he often felt a pang of jealousy toward how effortlessly Freddie Mercury commanded attention. In his autobiography, Elton reflected on this dynamic, remarking that Freddie had a unique ability to revel in the spotlight without seeming burdened by it. This ease, while admirable, also fueled Elton's insecurities, and sometimes heightened the tensions between them. Their egos also played a role in the rift. Elton famously described Freddie as someone who was fearlessly over the top, a quality he appreciated but occasionally found overwhelming. Freddie's larger-than-life confidence and determination to create spectacles, both on stage and in his private life, could sometimes clash with Elton's more emotional and deeply reflective approach to his career. These differences, though not inherently negative, created friction when their paths crossed, or when their ambitions overlapped. One documented instance that illustrates their dynamic involved their playful yet competitive nature. Elton often teased Freddie for his bold fashion choices and theatrical performances, while Freddie would counter by poking fun at Elton's insecurities. Although meant in jest, This back and forth sometimes struck a nerve, especially during periods of personal or professional strain. Additionally, their competitive positions in the music industry amplified the tension at times. Both artists worked tirelessly to stay at the top, releasing hit after hit. And while they deeply respected each other's talents, the unspoken rivalry was always present. The constant pressure to outshine not just other artists, but potentially one another, inevitably added a layer of complexity to their friendship. Although it's clear their disagreements were rooted in personal and professional differences, it's important to note that their bond was never completely broken. Even during periods of tension, they remained connected through their shared love of music and mutual admiration. As Elton himself wrote in Me, despite their occasional clashes, his love and respect for Freddie never wavered, a testament to the deep foundation of their relationship. In more recent years, Elton John has openly reflected on his friendship with Freddie Mercury, offering candid insights into their bond and the moments of tension that marked their relationship. In his autobiography, Elton acknowledges that while they shared a deep connection and respect for one another, Freddie could often be guarded, making it almost impossible to truly get close to him at times. This emotional distance wasn't unique to Elton. It was part of Freddie's nature to protect himself, even from those he cared about. Elton also shared a profound admiration for Freddie, especially in the final years of the Queen frontman's life. In interviews, Elton has recalled how Freddie's determination and strength were unwavering, even as his health began to decline due to AIDS-related complications. Elton described Freddie as incredibly brave, continuing to record and perform despite the immense physical pain he endured in his last years. Reflecting on this in his autobiography, Elton said, "Freddie never complained. He just wanted life to be as normal as possible for as long as he could." These reflections reveal a complexity to their friendship, one that balanced both admiration and frustration. The tensions and misunderstandings that existed between them faded over time, particularly as Elton came to recognize and respect the resilience and grace with which Freddie faced his personal battles. This vulnerability, which Freddie seldom showed, deepened Elton's appreciation of his late friend. Despite the earlier tensions and moments of conflict, Freddie Mercury and Elton John eventually repaired their friendship well before Freddie's untimely death in 1991. By the late 1980s, their shared history, mutual respect, and genuine affection for one another proved stronger than any past misunderstandings. Elton often expressed his admiration for Freddie, not just as an artist, but as a person. In interviews, Elton described him as one of the greatest performers ever to grace the stage, solidifying his legacy in music history. A particularly touching memory Elton shared is how Freddie never lost his humor, generosity, or vibrant spirit, even during his final days. In his autobiography, Elton recounts how Freddie, despite being gravely ill, took the time to send him a special Christmas gift. Freddie had secretly arranged for Elton to receive a painting by one of his favorite artists, along with a heartfelt note. Elton recalled this moment with great emotion, writing, "How typical of Freddie to think of someone else, even when he was dying." The gesture was a testament to Freddie's enduring kindness and the deep bond they shared. It also provided Elton with a sense of peace and closure, reaffirming that the respect between them remained unshaken until the very end.